Okay, you're thrust into the limelight as a 17-year-old on Britain's Got Talent. How old do you think you were when you realised you had that voice?
Our forensic financial analysis confirms that Jonathan Antoine has successfully bypassed the traditional major label meat grinder to build a self-sustaining musical empire worth an estimated $4 million. Unlike many reality show alumni who see their earnings diluted by predatory contracts, Antoine has achieved total economic sovereignty through his independent label, Loki Records, and a pioneering partnership with the ArtistShare model. This business structure allows him to retain 100% of his intellectual property rights while receiving a significantly higher percentage of income than artists in standard deals. This financial independence is the engine behind his rumored 2026 judgeship. Antoine is coming to the table not as a performer in need of a platform, but as a seasoned entrepreneur with the capital to fund his own international recording sessions at legendary sites like Abbey Road and United Studios. This $4 million sovereign fund is more than just a bank balance. It represents the ultimate protective barrier against industry exploitation. By funding his own production costs, from orchestral arrangements to high-fidelity mixing, Antoine has removed the middleman, ensuring that his artistic vision remains uncompromised. His digital presence alone has become a massive revenue generator, with a YouTube channel that has surpassed 88 million collective views, bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad revenue annually. For the American television networks currently courting him, this sovereign model is an unprecedented selling point. It represents the success story of a classically trained tenor who conquered the charts while keeping his soul and his bank account entirely under his own command. In an era where many artists struggle for creative control, Antoine enters 2026 as a titan of independence, proving that a talent show kid can indeed become the master of his own destiny. A move described by industry insiders as a shifting paradigm, Antoine is currently finalizing his permanent migration from Essex to the heart of the world's media capital, Manhattan. This relocation is a tactical masterstroke designed to anchor his North American operations ahead of a multi-year touring cycle and his rumored talent show judging role. By establishing a permanent headquarters in New York City, Antoine is placing himself in immediate proximity to the power players of Broadway, major television networks, and high-fidelity collaborators like legendary songwriter Diane Warren. Investigative reports indicate that the logistical costs of this migration are already offset by the massive fundraising demand for his return to the US, where his PBS specials like Going the Distance have served as vital juggernauts for public television fundraising. The Manhattan hub will also serve as the base for his mentee sessions, allowing him to operate as a native titan in the US. Market and bypass the logistical nightmares of transatlantic travel that have previously limited his accessibility. This isn't just a change of address, it is the establishment of a Galleon Pace, a central command center for all things Antoine Multimedia Limited. Fans across the states are already flooding waitlists for his 2026 World Tour, which is being staged and choreographed directly out of this new Big Apple Operations Center. Living in the heart of NYC allows Jonathan to immerse himself in the matrix of American entertainment culture, fostering connections that were previously impossible from across the pond. As he prepares to walk down a Manhattan aisle for his wedding in October, the city has become more than a workplace. It is the sanctuary where his new life and his $4 million empire converge. The literal heart of Antoine's 2026 financial roadmap is the Legacy Project, a high-stakes initiative designed to mentor up to 30 young singers. Funded by his own sovereign capital, the project aims to provide a sanctuary for emerging artists who feel disenfranchised or atypical in an industry that often demands a prototypical celebrity mold. Our investigation reveals that the Legacy Project will merge Antoine's global tour with intensive vocal masterclasses, utilizing his new Manhattan base and his supporter-funded recording studio in the UK. This is a radical departure from traditional talent development, as Antoine is not looking for commercial hits, but for the preservation of vocal excellence and the mental well-being of the performers. Mentees will be trained in the technical wizardry of the bel canto tradition, which Antoine continues to master under his revered teacher, Joy Mammon. Mammon has famously claimed that no tenor, past or present, possesses a better top C, and Antoine is sparing no expense to ensure this gold standard is passed down. The initiative is designed to professionalize the creative sector for those who don't fit the standard celebrity mold, increasing cultural access and teaching the next generation how to maintain the same creative control that Antoine has fought to protect for over a decade. By investing his own millions into these 30 students, Jonathan is effectively creating a human dividend, ensuring that the art of the tenor remains alive and healthy. This project serves as the moral compass of his 2026 roadmap, turning a personal success story into a sustainable future for the arts. Investigative data confirms that a massive portion of Antoine's personal resources has been directed toward a physical metamorphosis that critics are calling his vocal athlete transformation. Having lost approximately 120 pounds, 54 kilograms, Antoine has implemented a disciplined 5-pillar lifestyle strategy that emphasizes long-term health and cardiovascular stamina over fleeting aesthetics. He has been remarkably candid about his past shortfall in discipline, admitting that his previous tours in fast food-loving America initially led to a terrible state of health. By committing to a routine of 10,000 steps a day and transitioning to strength training, he has built the endurance required to perform demanding Puccini arias like Nessun Dorma back-to-back on a global stage without fatigue. This wellness investment is viewed by his team as an essential business move. His newfound physical power allows for a more dynamic stage presence and the stamina needed for the rigors of a multi-city 2026 tour and long filming days on television sets. Fans in venues like the Fred Kavli Theater have already noted that he looks more refined and confident than ever before, proving that his financial commitment to self-care has yielded a supreme artistic dividend. This metamorphosis is not just about weight, it is about the retooling of his instrument. A tenor's body is his resonance chamber, and by strengthening his core and lung capacity, Jonathan has essentially upgraded his internal hardware. This transformation is a testament to the discipline he once lacked, now serving as the foundation for his $4 million empire's longevity. Perhaps the most significant personal expenditure in Antoine's 2026 roadmap is a major life milestone that leads straight to a wedding altar in New York City.
Ucapkan dengan tempo yang sedikit cepat dan dinamis. Eksklusif investigatif data dari Ahani Fund Registry telah mengungkapkan bahwa Oktober 3, 2026 is said to be the most historical date in the tenor's personal life, his wedding day. Jonathan Antoine is officially preparing to wed Coretta Rowland in a grand celebration in Manhattan, surrounded by family and friends. This revelation adds a deeply human layer to his 10,000 chapter, signaling a transition into a life of stability and partnership in his new American home. The choice of a New York wedding is a powerful homage to the American market that has embraced his independent spirit and provided the foundation for his sovereign wealth. The couple's registry reflects a desire for experiences over material goods, including a dream sabbatical to Japan on the horizon. Industry insiders suggest the ceremony will be a high-production event, potentially reflecting the grandiosity of his operatic roots while maintaining the humble everyman charm that has won him millions of fans worldwide. This wedding marks the end of his reclusive era. It is the public declaration of a man who has found peace and belonging. Financially, the wedding represents a significant investment in his personal future, anchoring him to his new Manhattan lifestyle. For a man who spent years struggling with social isolation, this event is the ultimate Nessun Dorma moment, a victory over the shadows of the past and a joyous entry into a shared future.
While his 2026 base is in New York, Antoine's recent global missions have proven that his voice is a borderless commodity. He was recently treated like absolute royalty in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, where he collaborated with a local choir on a rendition of Country Roads that left a profound mark on his heart. His diplomacy extended to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where he was one of only 4 world-renowned artists invited to perform a tribute for the legendary composer Omar Khairat, a spectacular event that utilized cutting-edge immersive audio technology. He also performed for one night only at the ancient amphitheater at Ephesus, a historic stage where gladiators once fought. These international dates are strategic maneuvers designed to test and expand his global reach before launching the official 2026 World Tour. Each performance acts as a market analysis, proving that his independent Loki Records brand can compete with major label giants in any territory. His recent collaboration with Belgian tenor Helmut Lotti on Korn Grotto has also dominated classical charts, bonded by their shared experiences with autism. For his US fans, these performances are a promise of the high-caliber production and cultural depth he brings to every show. This global diplomacy ensures that his $4 million fund continues to grow through diverse international revenue streams, solidifying his status as a world-class cultural ambassador who can bridge the gap between East and West through the power of song. A fundamental lens through which Antoine views his new life and his 2026 roadmap is his formal autism diagnosis, which he received in 2022, shortly after his 27th birthday. He has described this realization as a relief that finally provided an answer to a lifetime of social isolation and bullying. Antoine famously uses the matrix metaphor to explain perception, encouraging his audience to look through someone else's glasses to foster empathy and self-love. This openness has struck a deep chord in the United States, where he has become a vocal advocate for those who feel atypical. His role as an advocate is woven into his professional mission, and his literary success with children's books like Jonathan the Porcupine serves as proof of his dedication. Each note in his 2026 repertoire will be a testament to the victory of the human spirit over adversity, turning a sad and depressed past into a future defined by radical honesty. This unique perspective is exactly what television producers are reportedly seeking for a 2026 judging panel. They view him as a mentor who can offer authentic, empathetic critique rather than the manufactured meanness of early reality TV. By using his autism as a judging tool, Antoine can identify and nurture talent that others might overlook due to social awkwardness or atypical presentation. This advocacy is not just a side project, it is the core of his 2026 identity. He is transforming the $4 million empire into a platform for neurodiverse representation, proving that being different is not a deficit, but a superpower in the creative world. Beyond the professional rigors of 2026, Antoine's financial roadmap includes a high-level investment in personal peace, a dream honeymoon and sabbatical to Japan. The couple's wish list includes a blend of high-octane modernism and deep historical immersion, from visiting the ancient temples of Kyoto to sampling Japan's world-renowned cuisine. A particularly unique request is for a night at a traditional ryokan, complete with a home-cooked Japanese meal and a sumo tournament experience. This journey is a vital act of self-care for an artist who has spent his career giving temporary respite to others through music. By stepping away for this period of rejuvenation, Antoine is ensuring that when he returns to launch the major legs of his 2026 world tour and his rumored television duties, he does so with a global perspective and renewed energy. This investment in mental capital is just as important as his financial capital.
For the Essex lad who once felt like a reclusive shadow, this trip to Japan represents the ultimate realization of a life where he can finally seize the world with his own hands. It is a strategic pause that prevents burnout and ensures the longevity of his career. In the high-pressure world of Manhattan media, the ability to disconnect and find balance is a luxury that his $4 million sovereign fund has finally afforded him. This sabbatical is the recharge necessary for the next 10,000 chapters of his story. Investigative evidence shows that a substantial portion of Antoine's professional capital goes toward maintaining the highest technical standards in vocal recording. He has established a state-of-the-art recording studio on his property near London, where he writes and fine-tunes his work for future recordings. To ensure his wizardry is captured with clinical precision, Antoine uses almost exclusively Neumann microphones, specifically the legendary U67 and U87 models, which he describes as the greatest of all time. This investment in high-fidelity gear allows him to strike a balance between vintage warmth and modern sterility, a sound that is set to define his 2026 projects. His technical rigor is supported by a supporter-funded infrastructure that allows him to experiment freely without the time pressure of a commercial studio. This audiophile sanctuary is where the magic of the Galleon era is born.
For the US market, which has a supreme taste for high production values, this technical mastery ensures that his 2026 releases, including his work with producer Greg Field, will be captured through a lens of total sonic honesty. Jonathan is not just a singer, he is a technician of sound, obsessing over every frequency to ensure the listener feels as though they are in the room with him. This commitment to quality is why his fans are willing to fund his projects directly through ArtistShare. They know that an Antoine recording is a gold standard product, built on the foundations of legendary gear and uncompromising craftsmanship. As the unboxing of vinyl test pressings continues and his photo shoot with photographer Simon Fowler concludes, the vision of Antoine's 2026 release cycle is becoming clear. We are witnessing a renaissance of the tenor. His upcoming album, tentatively titled Galleon, or Against All Odds, is expected to feature contemporary tracks that move his style further into the modern age without causing whiplash for his classical bass. The title Galleon is particularly evocative, representing a vessel that is going places and traveling through the water, a fitting metaphor for his transition across the Atlantic to Manhattan. This release is anchored by a choreographic collaboration scheduled for July 2026, signaling a move toward a more dynamic stage presence that could lead to a debut on Broadway or the West End. Jonathan is now a sovereign titan ready to sail into brave new worlds with a symphony of heart and radical independence. 2026 will undoubtedly be remembered as the year the boy with a miracle voice finally found his peace and redefined the talent show judge archetype for a new generation. With his $4 million fund, his Manhattan hub, and his vocal athlete stamina, Jonathan Antoine has turned his life into a masterpiece of self-determination. The galleon has set sail, and the world is waiting to hear where it lands next.